All right. Well, thank you for your patience as we get started. We just want to make sure everybody had the right interpretation if they needed that opportunity. Again, I'm Robin Surt. I'm the Director of Elementary Education here in Fremont Unified. We have 30 elementary schools. Most of our schools, not all of our schools, have a TK, but we are expanding transitional kindergarten, and we'll share that information with you this evening. Sandy and I will take turns sharing some information, and then we'll have a question and answer time at the end. I do see a few of our TK teachers here in our participants. So TK teachers, if you're with us, can you just turn your video on and wave so everyone can see? We have a few of our TK teachers here. Thank you. Nice to see you all. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Sandy, did you want to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am. It has been a minute since I've done this, so here we go. All right. Robin, are you looking at the slides?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
All right, so tonight we are sharing with you about our transitional kindergarten program here in Fremont Unified.
Hold on for 1 second.
As you're getting those ready for us, Sandy, I will share with all of our families that we're very excited because our transitional kindergarten program continues to grow year after year. I believe this is our 13th year, and we're really excited to see all of our students. We know they're getting younger and younger with the birth date changes. So we are excited to see all of you families here and your interest in participating in our transitional kindergarten program. And it really is that bridge between preschool and kindergarten. You can go ahead and go to the next one.
Oh, wonderful. All right, so we have this wonderful program, and we're so excited that families are interested in logging in. I do apologize. I don't know if you can hear the ringing, and I apologize if it's annoying, but parents are finishing up dinner. I'm sure they're joining us as soon as they can. So as Robin mentioned, we are the transitional kindergarten program, and our students are getting younger and younger. This year, I believe they had to have turned 5 by February 2nd. Is that what it was? And next year it's going to be, they'll be turning 5 by April 2nd. Is that correct?
That's correct. So December 2nd through April 2nd.
Yeah. December 2nd through April 2nd. And this is the second year of what is a 3-year process of moving the TK age from December 2nd, and eventually 25, 26, it'll be, they must be 4 by September 1st. Is that correct? Wonderful. All right. All right, as Robin mentioned, she is our the Director of Elementary Education. My name is Sandy Silva. I am the TK instructional coach. And with us, we have Claudia, who is our Spanish translator, and Susan, who is our Mandarin translator. For those of you who are running late and did not get the instructions on how to get assistance with the translation on your Zoom, on the bottom of the screen, you will see what looks like a little globe. Click on that, and there's the option for Mandarin or Spanish speaking translation. Suzanne and Claudia, let me know if I'm going too fast. I'm going to try and slow it down a little bit, but just kind of wave your hands, let me know to slow down. Thank you. So currently we have 27 teachers in the TK program. They're listed here, and we have 17 school sites and 27 classrooms. So tonight we are going to go over what TK is all about. We're going to share some information with the plans for next year, and also give you opportunity to ask any questions too. We may have a couple of parents that are currently in the program, but we do have some teachers who could answer some questions that are either classroom or program specific if you have them. If we can't answer them, we'll definitely find the answer and get back to you. All right, Robin.
Yes. So I will step back for a minute and just share with you, we have 27 classrooms across the district at 17 school sites, as Sandy shared with you. We don't have a TK at all of our school sites. We don't have enough enrollment to have them at each one of our elementary sites. So we do house them, at least a number of them, in each attendance area. So when you enroll your child, you will find out in June which school you're placed at. And if your home school does not have a TK, we're going to place you as close to your home school as possible. But don't worry, you being in TK actually gives you priority into kindergarten, and you'll be placed, you'll be automatically placed into your home school for kindergarten. Okay, so we don't have a TK at all of our school sites. We're getting pretty close, but we will, as we grow, the hope is that we will have one at all school sites. If we don't have one at your current homeschool, we will place you as close as possible. So a little bit of history of transitional kindergarten. It's shifting now. Now we call it universal transitional kindergarten. In 2010, there was an act called Kindergarten Readiness, and it was really looking at as we shifted the birth dates for kindergarten, because before we had open enrollment into kindergarten. Now you had to have your birthday, by September 1st to enter into kindergarten. So what the Kindergarten Readiness Act did was it offered families whose child turned September 2nd through December 2nd, it offered us the opportunity to give them sort of that additional year of support and get them ready for kindergarten. Over the years, as Sandy was sharing, over the next few years, that those birth dates will open up even more opportunities for our students. Transitional kindergarten is considered the first year of a 2-year program, but in thinking of the terms of 2-year program, it doesn't mean students will have kindergarten twice. Transitional kindergarten, as we'll share with you tonight, is really setting the foundation for kindergarten the following year. We also have AB 130 and universal TK if you want to look into all of those parameters. But AB 130, what it really did for us is looking at TK classrooms. We now have a staffing ratio of 12 students to one adult. So in our TK classrooms, we have a teacher and a paraprofessional. So with 24 students, we have 2 adults in the classroom that support the students in their learning. We have highly qualified educators. They all have their bachelor's degree, their multiple subject credential, and they're specialized in early education. So what this means is that they have additional coursework that focuses on early education. So we're making sure we're supporting our youngest learners with the right and appropriate, developmentally appropriate education for our students, especially our youngest learners. Our paraeducators also get professional development and support and how to support students in the classroom. So this really, our universal TK is really a winning solution for all. It's within our public school system. We are able to offer this elementary experience to our youngest learners, setting that strong foundation so they will excel academically, socially, emotionally, and behaviorally throughout their journey in education. You can go ahead, Sandy, to the next one.
So we'll play the video. Are you okay with that, Robin? Is this a good time? Okay. And let me know if you cannot hear this. Can you hear it?
Oh,
We cannot hear it.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear it?
We cannot.
You can't. No?
No, that's okay. I can share with them. No worries. So the video here is actually of Mrs. Glenister, who is a TK teacher at Gomes Elementary School. She was one of our pioneers who really helped establish transitional kindergarten in not just Fremont Unified, but across Alameda County. As you can see in this video, Fremont was one of the early adopters of transitional kindergarten. So we've really set the stage and built what the program looks like. When we initially started, we only had a few classrooms, and we built up the amount of classrooms, and we built up the program to really bolster the social emotional needs of our students, as well as building those early foundational academic skills. And so this video is just an example of Fremont Unified being a pioneer in this work. And as we continue to do the work in transitional kindergarten with looking at standards and assessments, we continue to be that pioneer. We're super proud of our program. You can go ahead and go to the next one, Sandy. We are super proud of our program. We, like I said, we are one of the first districts in the Bay Area. This is next year will be our 12th year. I think I added 1 year earlier. We are a resource for other TK programs in the district. We continue to be that resource. We're working with other districts to offer opportunities for our teachers to get further their education, provide professional development for our teachers. So that will impact the instruction that's happening in the classroom for our students. Again, all of our teachers are highly qualified. We have a class maximum of 24 students per classroom. And in that classroom, again, there's 2 adults, 1 credentialed teacher and 1 paraprofessional. And as we've shared, we have 17 schools and 27 classes. We're really hoping and looking forward to growth this year and adding possibly 8 more classes across the district. What you will see in our TK classes is if there are 2 classes at a school site, there's typically an AM and a PM class, and that really is so those 2 teachers can also support each other. So at times, there may be 3 adults in the classroom supporting all of the students in their daily activities. You can go to the next one, Sandy.
Okay. All right. So this year Robin, can you hear me? Is it working? Okay, good. Sorry. So this year we started our first year in our adopted curriculum, the creative curriculum. And with this particular curriculum that is provided to us by Teaching Strategies, your students will learn learning just how to do school, how to build autonomy and independent skills, learn school and classroom rules and routines. And they get that extra year to allow our youngest learners time to adjust to a public school system. Some of your students might be in a preschool. It might be like an all-day preschool or part-day preschool. But joining TK will give them that experience of being in the classroom, being in a school district, and just following the rules, routines of what it was going to look like for the next 12 years of their little lives. And like Robin mentioned, it really is the bridge between the preschool classroom, if they have that experience, and kindergarten school. A huge misconception that we get sometimes is families who have their children go through TK and feel as though because it's such a great program that their students they might be reading a few words, they might know all of their letters and sounds, and parents are like excited thinking that, you know what, my kid's brilliant and they can skip kinder and go straight to first grade. The answer is no, we don't want that to happen. Our focus in TK really is about their social emotional growth, their learning, becoming self-aware of who they are, self-managed to control their reaction, to control, honestly, just to be able to see what's around them and interact, become socially aware of their friends, building friendships, building relationships with their peers, with their adult teachers, and also making responsible decisions, knowing classroom routines, becoming familiar with the schedule, taking responsibility for what they're doing, and then learning through teachers, modeling, and also learning through their peers. With creative curriculum, it is a play-based kinder readiness skill. And basically what that means is the children are learning through play. And this may look different from one classroom to another. Sometimes the misconception is when children are playing, are they really learning? What is it that they're learning while they're playing? There's just so much that's happening. They have rich learning opportunities for early literacy, math, reasoning, inquiry, problem solving, and creativity skills. They're providing opportunities for a higher order of play, create their own level of rigor. So throughout the day, students are working with the teachers. Teachers are interacting with them. They're asking open-ended questions. They're in a way, they're playing with them, right? Getting to know them, knowing what their strengths are, knowing what, okay, I need to bring more activities for maybe math, maybe letters or letter sounds or reading, but all of that is done through play. So which was a big reason why we chose to adopt creative curriculum. And we have a couple of teachers here who could probably go into a little bit of detail of what it looks like in their classroom. But when you walk into a TK classroom, you can walk into it and know exactly what it is that they're learning. They might be learning about buildings, about balls, about clothes and laundry, and just life skills that we may not think at such a young age that they find interest and that they're able and very capable of doing on their own.
Sandy, can I just add to that? Like an
Yeah.
example might be if you walk in a TK classroom, you might see a restaurant in their dramatic play area, and you'll see students taking orders, right? So those are early literacy skills of, you know, of the conversation, but also writing down, you know, words, and it doesn't have to be the exact spelling of a word, it's the phonetic, right? The phonetic spelling. And so it's kids learning through play, but you'll see the early literacy skills of reading and writing and math, and it just takes the form. It looks a little bit different than worksheets that you would see in a kinder through sixth grade classroom, right? So they're still learning, and we're setting the foundation for learning. It just looks different in a TK classroom because we're building those foundational skills that will make them even stronger when they go up through the grade levels. And I will share with you, I hope I'm not stealing your thunder, Sandra, but our kinder teachers will say, we can tell the students who've gone through TK because they have such a strong foundation in their social emotional skills, their cooperation, their academic skills. And so our TK program is really, really strong at setting that solid foundation for the rest of their academic and career.
Yes. Thank you, Robin. Another, so understanding the value of play. Children learn best through firsthand experience. Play motivates, it stimulates and supports children in their development of skills, concepts, language acquisition, communication skills, and concentration. I'm going to go ahead. I think you can, we're able to see this, but I have not. Okay. So we're going to go through a couple of pictures that we have of our program. And I believe throughout the slideshow, there will be a couple of parent quotes from previous parents that we've had, just on how the program has either affected them as a parent or their students as they went through and completed the TK program. As Robin mentioned, you can definitely tell. I was a kindergarten teacher first before I went into TK, and we could definitely tell when students coming into our classroom that they've had TK experience, just in how they present themselves and their confidence. For me, I love hearing kindergarten teachers talking about how confident that these TK students are coming into the classroom. They're asking questions. They're engaged in learning. They're challenging teachers, asking these questions that they don't understand. But they, early last year they were a little too shy or too intimidated. But given a year of growth, they're active learners, and definitely that is, for me as a TK teacher, the best thing that I can hear is for a kindergarten teacher to say, your students are so brave. They're so willing to try anything and learn and to challenge ways that we're learning. So we have here, you can obviously read it, but I'll go ahead and read it. While my daughter entered the program already equipped with expected knowledge and skills for her age, she improved on the confidence to use these inside and outside of school. She learned so much about making good choices, expressing and regulating her emotions, respecting peers and adults, and using problem-solving skills. So this is art. And when we talk about we learn holistically, we're learning and doing through activities, through our hands, our bodies, all the senses that we can think about, we're learning as we're doing. Here you can see that they talk about in TK, learn how to love and share. Again, it's building relationships. We learn about our environment. We learn about weather. This picture here, literacy. We talk about Dr. Seuss, green eggs and ham, although she just started, so they're not green, but they're everything that we're doing in the program, we're doing it and they're learning it and they're taking ownership. And the engagement is just amazing. Another parent states TK is a huge advantage, even when fully remote during a pandemic. My daughter is in a TK class right now, and she's grown and learned so much. I wish my second daughter was born in a month that would let her be part of TK. I wish it was offered to all kids. And that's the idea. That's why TK was developed, because parents, we knew there was a need. And when kindergarten switched over from December 1st to September 1st, all of those students were from September 1st to December 2nd. We wanted to catch them. We wanted to bring them. It was only supposed to be, I believe, a 3-year program. But because it has shown to have such a huge impact on our little learners, that here we are almost 12 years later, and we're growing, and we're growing strong. So we are very proud of the program that we have here at Fremont Unified. And as Robin mentioned, not only are we taking charge here for our district, we are a model for districts surrounding us. We have partnered up with some of our local colleges to have our teachers continue their education. So we're definitely setting the standard when it comes to TK and the TK program. So this is engineering. Our students are talking together, working through problems, finding solutions, and they're doing it while they're building relationships. And again, building relationships. They come into our program. Some of them, sometimes half of the classroom is crying because they're missing it. They're having separation anxiety, but give it a couple of weeks and they have newfound friends, and that will last a lifetime. It was a major leap and smooth transition from preschool environment to school atmosphere. We highly encourage all parents to make use of this TK program and utilize that for the growth of your kids. Again, your TK classroom is not going to look like a traditional classroom. It'll vary from class to class, but you will see a lot of your students work. You'll see how the classroom transforms to what they're learning, especially with our new curriculum play-based learning. The environment is also a teacher. So we use our classroom as learning experience for our students. So here we are doing some math. It does not have to be with dittos and lectures. It's all through hands-on. These are our students outside. We do have a snack in that's part of the program. So snack, and we'll have recess about 45 to 50 minutes that the students are able to eat about 15 and then play for about 40 minutes, weather permitting. And luckily we're in California. We always have, for the most part, really good weather. And on the outside, we also bring our curriculum outside where they can explore science. But the biggest thing we like to encourage students to do is to challenge themselves when it comes to their gross motor skills. Half of our students, when they come into TK, may not even know how to work the monkey bars. But I tell you what, they are determined. And by the time winter break comes along, they have no problem going through the monkey bars. TK is so much more than academics. My son gained friendships, learned routines, and most importantly, found confidence. Because of TK, he was more than ready for kinder. Again, I love I love, love, love to hear that our students are building confidence. To me, that just tells me my job was done. If there's nothing else that they learned in TK, aside from building friendships and it's learning confidence, because that will take them so far in their academic experience. Again, learning through play. Our students, they're working, they're having, they're drawing, they're learning about fish, they're learning what the eyes are. This is science. This is science. It doesn't look like a classroom lab. It is a classroom environment. It's a learning environment. They're taking ownership of what they're doing, and it looks great. And I'm looking at this fish, and I'm thinking, wow, this is a 4-year-old who is able to do this, and it's amazing. TK is also part of community. We definitely build relationships with families, with the school, with the teachers and students. With our creative curriculum, we do have videos that we share with families. We're constantly reaching out to parents, giving them resources, and letting them know that your student success really also is your success. Because when you take ownership of them learning, having them come to school ready to learn, then we take over and then continue the academic skills at home with reading, discovering your community, going for walks, exploring and identifying these experiences with your children. I can truly and honestly say that if Caleb would not have had his TK experience, he would not be here. He would not be where he is today. And we hear that a lot. Sometimes when our students come in, the parents are just like, well, I just want them to make friends. Our son or daughter is shy. She doesn't really have conversation with anyone. She doesn't like to play with friends or doesn't make friends easily. Definitely TK is a program where she will build that. She will do it and it'll come naturally. And then parents are like, oh, I just can't get her to stop talking. It's always, my friend this and my friend that. And from there you have play dates and they build lifelong relationships. So again, learning through play, we have students who are learning letters with shaving cream on a table. It doesn't have to be with paper, it doesn't have to be with markers, or students can write letters anywhere, whether it be on the table with shaving cream or just on paper and pencils. They're learning whatever gets them engaged and motivated. It's going to retain in them so much more than forcing them to sit down at a table and practice letter strokes with just a pen or marker. And the best of all, TK is fun. It's fun. The students are learning and they don't even realize that they're learning because they're just so engaged and having a great time and building core memories that they're not even realizing that by the time they leave, they're going to be scholars, not even knowing it. And this is from a kindergarten teacher. She said, I can always tell which of my students came from TK. They come in, again, confident. I love it. Socially and academically prepared, and most importantly, loving school. So in TK, we want to establish that this is a safe place for you, a place where you can grow and explore with minimal barriers. We want to create an environment that is encouraging for them to explore, to learn, and to take risks that, of course, that are safe. I'm going to switch over really quick. Like I mentioned earlier, with our TK program, it really is involving the families, it's involving the parents, it's involving the school and the students, the community as well. We do like to invite community members to come in, the fire department, the police department. We've had families come in and share about culture, different experiences that they have. We welcome it, we encourage it, and we always ask for parents and teachers if they're willing and able to come in, we invite them. Now, thankfully, that things are kind of, with COVID, are minimalizing a little bit. We do have more of opportunities for parents to do that, I believe. Is that correct, Robin? Yeah, wonderful. Again, learning through play. Play is often talked about as if it were released from serious learning, but for children, play is serious learning. Play is really the work of childhood. So it is your child's job to play. It is our job to make sure that while they are playing, that they are learning and building academic experiences that they can take on to kindergarten. All right, plans for next year. Ms. Robin, would you like to take it?
Yes, sorry, I was just responding to a question that was sent. As you have all been aware, we have all made it out the other side of the pandemic, but we still have precautions that we have in the classrooms. They're cleaned daily. There's sanitized stations. When you walk in TK classrooms, you're going to see a lot of hand sanitizer, even pre-pandemic, just because our students are exploring a lot with their hands. So we have a lot of hand sanitizer. It's really a student's choice and a family's choice if you want to have them wear masks. If you walk in our current classrooms, I would say probably maybe a third or a half of our students are still wearing masks, and it really is a choice for the student and the families, and that might ebb and flow in your family. If there are times where you'd like them to wear a mask and times that you're a little more comfortable, that is really your decision, but it's not required in our classrooms. Again, our class sizes are 12 to 1, one teacher and one paraeducator. And then we do have air purifiers in the classroom, and our students are going in and out of the classroom at all times.
Robin, thank you. So at this time, we
I can show
have.
this. Do you want me to show this? So our enrollment process is, for those of you, some of you may have already enrolled. If you have not enrolled, you can go to this link we have here for you. It's on our student support services page on our website. You complete an application. We are accepting students whose birthdays are from September 2nd. I always have to write it down. September 2nd, 2018 through April 2nd, 2019. If your child's birthday falls after that, after April 2nd, we do not have space right now to offer them the opportunity to be in TK. If your child's birthday is before September 2nd, then your child is ready for kindergarten. Okay. As Sandy shared, that birth date will change over the next few years, but the students we're enrolling this year are September 2nd, 2018 through April 2nd, 2019. When you enroll, you will need to have a birth certificate or a passport, 2 proofs of your a verification of your address, and then a parent ID. And then what will happen is you won't hear anything for a little while, because we take enrollment all the way through April. April 6th is our priority enrollment. So if you haven't enrolled yet, go ahead and go to our student support services and sign up. What you'll get is an appointment, and you'll work with an enrollment specialist who will help you through this process. And then in June, once we have all of our enrollment and know all of our numbers, we will then send a letter to all of you and let you know what school you will be at. And then that school will reach out to you with a placement of AM or PM. I think there's a question here. So
how long is the program?
Yeah, our TK program is 3 hours and 20 minutes every day. Again, this is a bridge for us. We are excited that next year we, pending board approval in March, we will have an extended kindergarten day. So transitional kindergarten is wonderful to be a 3 hour and 20-minute program to prepare them for the next year where it's over 5.5 hours. Okay, so it's a great foundation to start in our TK program. I do want to share, of the 27 classrooms we have, we do have a strand of Spanish immersion, dual immersion at our Blake House School, and we have Mandarin immersion at Bringhurst Elementary. So we do have an immersion path for either Spanish or Mandarin at those school sites.
Thanks, Robin. Somebody has their hand raised. James?
There's a question about
Oh,
which schools
okay.
have TK. So because we have to look at enrollment, we can tell you what schools have TK this year, but that might look a little bit different next year because every year it's a new set of students. We have to move the program based on the needs in each attendance area. So in June, when you get the letter from our student support services that tells you what school you're at, you can, feel free to reach out to me and I can tell you all the schools at that time that we have TK classes at, but those fluctuate from year to year.
All right, James, you want to go ahead and ask your question?
Yes, thank you. So thank you very much for running this program. It's very exciting to see and to have it. My older son went through it and I'm about to bring my younger son in as well. I wanted to ask, will there be a morning session and an afternoon session again like previously, or will it only be a morning session? We had some difficulty with the afternoon session because of the Wednesdays having to be in the morning and schedules were very difficult.
Yeah, it becomes really hard when you're having to drop off and pick up at several times. We completely understand that. What the goal is that every school site would eventually have a TK and then have two. We're just not to that capacity yet. Most of our TK classes are at sites with an AM and PM, but we do have a few school sites where there's just one class, and that well, it'll change a little bit for next year. Currently this year, because kinder is still half day, they share classrooms. Next year, that'll look a little different. So likely if there's only one TK at a school site, it will be an AM class.
Thank you.
All right, so
But I will say, just to that point, James, if you get assigned to a school that has only AM, PM, and wherever you get assigned doesn't work for you, reach out to me and we can look at other possibilities that might be close to your homes as well that have space in an AM or a PM class.
thanks, Robin. So at this
Thank you very
point-
much.
Oh, sorry. If you do have questions or if you would like to, that you're comfortable asking, go ahead and raise your hand, or I'm trying to get away from the chat because it's kind of hard to keep up. So just go ahead and raise your hand and we'll go ahead and ask. Sinduja, go ahead.
Hi, we have already enrolled for our kid for TK and we are done with the appointment also. So now our question is, we are planning to move, but it's like within the same area. It would be like just the next block. So should we like go for like just address updation, or like what should we do?
Yes, just let student support services know that you have an address change and they can update that for you.
Okay, so is that to the same email ID?
Yes,
or-
yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Puneet?
Hey, good evening. So I have a question around AM, PM. So my daughter already goes to FUSD school, and I was wondering, like, is there a process to request AM for my other kids so that we can drop both of them at the same time in the morning?
So really the AM and PM is determined at the school site. So you would have to talk with those principals. Each school site has a process in which they assign students to AM and PM. So you would just work with the school site on that placement. That being said, we do only have so many spots in AM and PM. So we do have to balance out the classrooms, but I would just I know each school asks a preference sometimes and are able to accommodate that, but again, we can't accommodate everyone if they want in the morning. So work with your school site. What I will share is what we're also doing is extending the learning opportunities in the afternoon through our after school vendors, and they are working in conjunction with our FUSD team, because we know sometimes we have TK students who need to stay longer than the 3 hours and 20 minutes. And so we can offer after school care for them at the school site as well. And then vice versa. Many of our after school vendors offer a morning session, and then they will walk the students to their TK class.
Got it. Thank you.
Sri Prasad?
Yes, hi. My question is about the lucky draw situation when they're transitioning or going to the kindergarten,
Mhm.
right? So if the kid is currently enrolled in a TK, I remember you mentioning they will not be subject to that lucky draw product. They definitely be getting their homeschool. Is that right?
They will have priority to their homeschool. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's a, besides all the wonderful opportunities that Ms. Silva shared with you, they also, that is an added bonus that they will have a guarantee into their homeschool.
Yeah, that's a nerve-wracking thing during the summer holidays, whether this one is good in the homeschool or not. So thank you.
Yeah.
And following up to that one, I know the answer, but I just wanted to make it clear. So there's not going to be any transportation from the school districts for TK.
Yeah, we are not able to offer transportation, but what I will share with you with our growth over the next few years, there's only a few sites that won't have a TK class. So even if you aren't assigned to your homeschool, there's going to be one pretty close to your home. So it shouldn't be too far of a drive for you. When you get your assignment, if you receive an assignment that's very far from you, please reach out to me and I can work with our student support services to try to find one that's closer to your home.
Thank you very much.
Are there other questions? Oh, I see one. Hamid?
Hey, yeah. So the question is we are moving to Fremont like in June. We'll be able to like enroll our son in the program.
Yes, we have open enrollment all year. So no matter what points of the year that you move in, just reach out to our student support services department, enroll with them, and we will get you into a classroom.
But we should do it like after moving there. Okay, we cannot do it right now.
No, because you'll need verification of you'll need 2 proofs of residency. So you'll need like they're usually like a bill or something that shows your address on it.
Got
Your
it.
current
Okay,
address
thank
to
you.
be within FUSD. Yeah. And I do want to share with you, if you know other families who may be moving over the summer, our student support services department is open during the summer. So please have them enroll at any time. Any student's birthday who falls between September 2nd, 2018 and April 2nd, 2019, we will enroll. We will have space for them. So even if it means we have to open additional classrooms, we will do that.
But like there's no guarantee that it'll be close to our address, our home address.
Right. There's no guarantee that there's one at your homeschool. But again, we have more classes at homeschools than we have not at homeschools as we continue to grow.
Got it. Thank you.
I do see some in the chat. The TK enrollment began already. It began at the end of January. So please feel free to reach out to our student support services department or go online and look on our website on how to enroll. See if I see any other. The classes start August 16th. That is the first day of school. Let's see if I missed anything else in here. Are there any other questions?
Are there any concerns? Oh, we have one more from you. Oh, again, repeat.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm back again with one more. Parent or adults in the classroom helping the teachers. So are these the parent volunteers or somebody from the school district?
So in our TK classrooms, we have a credentialed teacher and a paraprofessional who are both employees of the district. The credentialed teacher obviously has the experience in setting up the instructional environment, and the paraprofessional is an instructional para, so they will also support the students in the classroom. And then as our COVID restrictions have really loosened up, we are inviting more families in to volunteer into the classroom as well. It's really on a classroom by classroom basis. It's really up to the teacher how many volunteers when they have volunteers in the classroom, but we do have those opportunities for families. we do have, if you're going to volunteer, we do have something called Civicor that we need you to register with. So when you get to that point, when your teacher says, I need volunteers, they will tell you what that process looks like. And then once you're cleared, you can volunteer in the classroom.
Thank you.
Robin, we have a question in the chat asking about the extended learning opportunities program. And
Yes.
asking if are there any fees for it?
So it depends. So we are expanding our after school programs and the extended learning opportunities to all of our school sites. Some currently have paid programs. Some we have opportunities through it's called ELOP, Extended Learning Opportunity Grant, where if students meet a certain criteria, that their tuition is paid for. If that's an opportunity for you and your child, we would actually reach out to you and let you know that's an opportunity, and you can say yes or no. If you if you or your family and your child do not meet that criteria, you can do the fee-based after school options as well.
And then Robin, are they available at all of the sites after the extended?
So we have something offered at all of our sites right now. They're all different vendors, but we do have extended care at all of our schools.
And then someone said, sorry, I missed it, but is this guarantee seat program, or if there are not enough seats available, will the student be put on the list, the wait list?
Yeah, so if your child is born between September 2nd, 2018 to April 2nd, 2019, you are guaranteed enrollment. So we will find a space for you. As far as the fee-based programs, they're different at every school site. So once you get that letter of, Sandy Silva, your daughter is going to be going to Chadbourne Elementary School. Once you get that, then you can reach out. Sandy would reach out to Chadbourne and ask about their specific after-school program and what the fees are at that school.
So another question was, my daughter was born on September 2nd, 2018. Is she eligible? And that is yes, she just made it. And then David is asking, do we know how much the fees are for the fee-based program?
And yes, so you would have to check with the specific school site once you're assigned a school site. All right. Well, with that, it looks like we've answered most questions. So we appreciate you all coming this evening. If you have any further questions or a specific question, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I think the next slide might have my email on it. Please send me an email and I'm happy to answer that, or give me a call and we can set up a time to talk as well. We are really, really excited to expand our TK program. We are so excited that we had so many families join us this evening. We hope you learned a lot about our TK program and how important this foundational year is for your child. Please tell your friends about our TK program. We really want to continue to grow and expand. If they were not able to make it this evening, this recording will be on our website. They can view that, or you can give them my contact information, and I'm happy to have a conversation with them as well. But thank you again for spending some time with us this evening. Thank you to Sandy, our wonderful TK TOSA, and for presenting this evening, and to our TK teachers who are here as well. We will stay on for a few extra minutes if there are questions. Otherwise, have a wonderful evening.
Most of you have my email.